Joey, just what's been the emphasis with Hendon this spring and just kind of his next steps coming back and getting ready for the season?
Yeah, I think with Hendon, last year you get here in a year one, it's a lot about how do I call the play, where do my eyes go, and now he's grown to the next step of seeing the second and third reads and also being able to play games with the defense, of knowing where he wants to go to with the ball, knowing what the defensive structure is, what their rules are, and how to manipulate that, how to play the game with the other side of the ball and get the result that he wants. So he's made a huge jump in the offseason of defensive understanding. It's really showing out there on the field right now.
Vince, then Adam.
I know it's early, but what are your early impressions and what's the skill set of Taven Jackson?
Taven's been phenomenal. True freshman getting here early. He hasn't had a missed call in team yet. He hasn't called anything backwards, hasn't missed a protection call. He's completely dialed into what we're doing, which is an absolute testament to how he trained in this offseason leading into spring. Athletically, it's exactly what we thought. High-level basketball player, extremely quick-twitched, extremely smooth and fluid. Really, really excited with his development up to this point.
With Joe Milton, he had the job, then lost the job. It seems like that's where a guy could get discouraged or maybe transfer or whatever, but we hear from you guys that he's progressed well, he's practiced well. But where's his headspace right now with Joe Milton?
Joe's been an amazing teammate this entire offseason coming back. You're absolutely right. There's opportunities, and I'm sure a lot of people would have loved to take him. He wanted to stay here. He was dedicated to coming here. And he's been a great teammate, not just to Hendon, who they actually have a really legitimate, real friendship, but also in trying to bring along Taven as well. Whenever you come off the field, I go to say something to Taven, and either Hendon or Joe is talking to him, already helping him out, helping him learn what to do. So he's been really, really high end as far as his attitude here this semester.
Yeah, how is your room and how is your practice rotation, pecking order? How different is that when you're not in a, quote, open competition with a returning starter coming back? And how different is this spring for you that way than it was even last fall camp?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot less gymnastics that goes into it, especially on the front end when it was a four-man rotation and you're running three different groups. Someone's getting left out, and you got to work all the different rotations and kind of snake it through there. With Hendon coming back, he's taking the lion's share of the ones reps. We're working Joe in some two. Taven's getting a lot of the 3 reps as well, and then he pushes up and takes some 2 reps. So we still move him around a lot, but the guys that have been here and have played a bunch are taking the lion's share of the reps at this point.
Patrick, and then Jimmy.
Joey, with Hendon, obviously he had a lot of success last season, and I think you guys have talked about how just calm and straight line and even keeled he is. Has there been an edge with him this offseason and wanting to even get better and take that next step that you guys are kind of pushing him to take?
Absolutely. He's completely rededicated to himself. He didn't have that identity of like, I figured it out, I'm here, I know what I'm doing. He kind of going right back from the jump and wants to get better. He's up there in our office all the time, wanting to talk protections, wanting to talk defenses. How are we going to pick up this blitz with this protection? What would my call need to be to redirect my pro here? And just working through it nonstop. He's nonstop up in that coach's office up there, whether it's with us, the GAs, the support staff, anybody like that. He is up there, learning from everybody the entire day.
Joey, with the returner coming back, how much more can you add to the offense? What percentage can you add with an experienced quarterback?
Yeah, so a lot of it is going to be the stuff that we do. We're going to continue to do it, and he's going to just keep operating at an even higher level. So we should see jumps in that from our base offense as well. And then it allows you as a staff to get a little creative as far as, okay, what can we put on him? Let's see what else he can handle. You throw some stuff on him and like, okay, now we can really judge, do we like this concept versus what we're seeing, or can the quarterback just not handle it? Well, we know the quarterback can handle it. Now we can judge concepts independently of that whole other thought process from us.
Back to Brent.
Yeah, Coach Golich talked about this on Saturday a little bit. I know you don't let your quarterbacks get hit, but he talked about increasing the role of Hendon in the run game to help the run game. As the quarterback's coach, where's that line in terms of how much he is running and how much that you're not going to run him?
Yeah, we're not going to run our quarterback just for the sake of running him. You know what I'm saying? Like, if something presents itself in the run game, absolutely, we'll take advantage of that, because that's the skill set that our entire room has, is they can all carry the football at a high level. He knows that he's going to make plays when you don't call runs either. when he's dropping back, he's going to go make plays with his feet all over the field, and that factors in as well. And he has a good understanding of some of the hits he took last year of how can we prevent that, right? When the time calls for it, put your pads down and go get that first down. But there's also times, okay, it's over, I'm going to get down, I'm going to get out here to prolong your own career, make sure you feel healthy yourself throughout the entire season.
Is that something you guys talk about?
Absolutely.
Self-scouting, did you point out?
We watched every single broken play that he had from the entire year. Every broken play, scramble, run, whatever it is. Okay, here it's 3rd and 3, go get it. Here it's 1st and 10. Don't go from 2nd and 5 to 2nd and 6 trying to push it down that hard. Like, man, get your pads down now, sit down, get out, take that hit off yourself.
Austin and Jimmy.
Joey, you're in year 2 here. How much more comfortable are you with the place, recruiting in this league, you know, the room, the offense, all that entails being the quarterback's coach here?
A lot more. One, the room is now more set than it was. We were trying to learn each other still at this point last year. I'm talking about the guys that were in the room. Then you have trying to bring in a new body in Taven, and how does that all fit together? And now that the room is a little more solidified, that worry of like, how does this all fit together is kind of gone. So now I can just focus on those guys. I know how they like to be coached. I know how they need to be coached, how they need to be spoken to, because Joe and Hendon and Taven and Navy and Gaston are all different. So you got to handle guys differently while still treating people the same, if that makes sense. Like, the way you speak to somebody is different than how he responds to how he responds. And now it's just on the other side of it, on the recruiting. It's like, okay, well, I've been in the areas, I've seen the people now. Now you can just focus and point and shoot a little bit more than trying to meet everybody for the first time as well.
Joey, at the mesh point with a quarterback and running back, how many times is that a predetermined run versus a quarterback read?
It's being read most of the time. We'll call some predetermined stuff, but a lot of times we let Hendon make that decision.
Anything else for Coach? Patrick?
With Joe, obviously, you guys talked about a lot about Hendon being in his second year in the system. For Joe, how can he benefit the same way, or is there different ways that he can benefit from?
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
Since he get a spring last year.
Yeah, same exact. I'll start again by saying in the base offense of it, we don't have those guys worrying about like, which way do I take my protection in this one? What's my read on this one? Where do my eyes go on this one? They know all that, and now they're really just operating within that offense. So that's been the biggest thing this spring. We're not throwing a bunch of new stuff on them just because we feel we can. It's how do we take what we do for Joe and Hendon and increase their ability to operate within what we're already doing. And that's going to take this offense to another level.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.